This year, we invited our Dallas ISD students to reflect on the following question. As a student of Dr. King's life, what message of hope do you think he would have for the world today? We look forward to hearing the insight, wisdom, and optimism these young leaders bring to this very powerful question. Now, without further ado, let us begin the 34th Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Oratory Competition. Cruz Kano, our first orator today, is a fourth grade student at J.P. Stark's Math, Science, and Technology Vanguard. Mari Cruz, please step up to the microphone. Wonderful, wonderful adjustment. Very good. And I understand you are part of a very large family.
Yes, I am.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 4 brothers and 6 sisters, and I am the youngest.
You're the youngest. What's it like to be the youngest of 10?
It's fun. I get to tell my siblings all the time, and my mom always gets mad at them.
Okay. What do you want to do when you grow up?
When I grow up, I want to be a pediatrician.
Fantastic. All right, future doctor, the microphone is yours.
Hello, my name is Cruz Kano, and I am a 4th grade student at J.P. Stark's Math, Science, and Technology Vanguard. As a student of Dr. King's life, I believe his message of hope to the world would be simple. He would tell us to treat each other equally. That means we should be treated the same no matter the race, color, background, religion, or beliefs. We should all be treated with dignity. What is dignity? Well, I'm glad you asked. Dignity is the quality of being worthy of honor and respect. Everybody wants to be respected. Dr. King would tell us to recognize each other's uniqueness because we all have value. Every race has something special to bring to the table. Although our differences can separate us, they should not make us hate or disrespect each other. Dr. King once wrote, "Each human being is deserving of dignity despite his background or socio-economic status." I believe this too. Equality is recognizing that as human beings, we all have the same basic needs and rights. People should receive the same level of respect and opportunities no matter where they come from. This isn't just a nice idea. There are actual laws supporting this. In fact, the Constitution promised it. Dr. King believed in the inherent worth and dignity of every human being and fought for equal rights, opportunities, and fair treatment under the law for all people. His cries for equality are still heard today. It might be a different time and different voices, but it's the same old song. Dr. King would ask the question, what is stopping us? What's holding us back? I think you would be surprised to find that the answer is us. We should not try to beat each other down. There is only one thing that we need to beat down together, and that is the wall of inequality. This wall is erected with hate, fear, misunderstandings, violence, evilness, selfishness, and greed. This wall we have built cuts us off from friends and neighbors that we don't even know. It is a wall of shame. I know Dr. King would not support this. He championed the fight for equality through nonviolent practices. He was adamant when he said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Don't you know that equality is just providing the same opportunities for everyone? It promotes diversity and gives people hope for pursuing their dreams. Dr. King once stated, "What is wrong in the world today is that the nations of the world are engaged in a bitter, colossal contest for supremacy," meaning that one group feels they are better and more deserving than another. Can't you see this lack of equality weakens our societies, increases income gaps and racial disparities, waters down education, hinders community development, and makes us enemies among ourselves? So what are we doing? We should be making the world better. And we need the help of all of our brothers and sisters to make this happen. After all, this is Dr. King's dream. He said, "Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly." Let's reach across the aisle to support each other. Let's come together to make equality a reality. And let's leave no one behind. Dr. King challenged us to create a world where we can live in harmony. If we can do this, then we can break through the barricade of inequality and live in a world where all people have a chance to realize their dreams. This challenge is not over, and the mission is still possible. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Marley Jenkins, a fifth grader representing Charles Rice Learning Center. Good morning, Marley. Have a little tech support here. Thank you so much. Great, Richard. So, what is your favorite subject at school?
My favorite subject is math.
Math, fantastic. And what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a real estate agent.
A real estate agent. All right. Fantastic. We are looking forward to hearing what you have to say. The mic is yours.
We must concentrate not merely on the negative explanation of war, but the positive affirmation of peace. Good morning. I'm Marley Jenkins, a fifth grader at the Charles Rice Learning Center. As I think back on some of the wonderful things I have been told about the years of Dr. Martin Luther King's journey, I think his message of hope for the world today is to never give up. We've got to change if we want this world to change. If not, the journey of hope to achieve our goals will not be accomplished. He conquered giants in the valley of injustice, even though we have moved forward. We still must continue moving. If not, his dream will become a nightmare. Just imagine the era that Dr. King lived in. So much was won and so much was lost. He went through a lot to get us where we are today. He didn't give in to prejudice nor violence. He always kept a leveled head. He spoke with dignity, and fear was not noticed. It is important that we must keep our 10 toes down to uphold the dream of equality and justice for all. We are our brother's keepers. We must have the drum major's instinct. The sacrifices that Dr. King endured have afforded us a better opportunity to become the people that we are destined to become. Let's remember his dream is more than a brain processing thought, but a hope for discrimination and systematic injustices. He was a champion for change. Can you be a champion for change? Will you be a champion for change? Or will you let fear set in? No, the time is now. We must be the hope for change. I believe that unharmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. Doing nothing, saying nothing doesn't change anything. Let's be the change and keep Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. hope for us alive. Get in good trouble and stand up for what's right. I'm ready. What about you? Thank you.
Next, we have Audrey Soto, a fourth grade student at Arturo Salazar Elementary School. Audrey. Thank you, Richard. What has been your favorite part of being in this competition?
My favorite part of being in the competition is getting to say my opinions and meeting new people.
Wonderful. And what does your future look like? What do you want to be when you grow up?
What I want to be when I grow up is a mom like my mom because she's a good role model.
Beautiful. Fabulous. The microphone is yours.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Audrey Soto, a fourth grader at Arturo Salazar Elementary School. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. But before you could take that step, you got to know that you can do it. You got to have good character. You got to be confident. You got to be brave enough to stand up, not just for yourself, but for others. Because the world doesn't change when we stay silent. It changes when we stand up for what's right, and we have the right to not remain silent. That's what Dr. King did, and that's what I'm going to do right now today. Even though I can't see what the end will be, I have faith knowing everything's already all right. The Bible says, now faith is a substance of things hoped for. That means now faith can move mountains. Now faith can feed people who are hungry. Now faith can give us a strength to press on when the dark days are upon us. Now faith helps us lean on God who gives us strength. Now faith helps us serve and walk in victory. That's now faith. Right now faith will help me be the best servant leader just like Dr. King. And I'm on my way right now. As a Girl Scout, I make this promise every day. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Every time I say those words, on my honor, I'm not just saying a pledge. I'm making a promise to be strong, to serve, to love, and to lead. Dr. King's message of hope still speaks today. He will tell us, don't stop believing, don't stop dreaming, don't stop hoping. Even when things seem hard, keep stepping. Even when you can't see what's next, keep walking by faith. That's what I'm trying to do. On my honor, I've taken steps of faith by selling Girl Scout cookies, raising money to visit nursing homes, giving get well presents, and delivering gifts to cancer patients. Every cookie I sold wasn't just for fun, it was for hope. Each box said, you are loved, and you are not forgotten. That's what Dr. King's dream is really about, bringing light to dark places, bringing love where there is pain, and standing up for people who need a voice. When I grow up, I want to be a mom, someone who fills her home with love, and a nurse, someone who brings healing to others. That's my way of keeping Dr. King's dream alive. So today, I stand here as a Girl Scout, as a leader, and as a believer in hope. I will keep walking by faith. I will keep serving with love, and I'll keep saying proudly, on my honor, I'll bring hope. On my honor, I'll be fearless. On my honor, I'll keep the dream alive. Thank you.
Our fourth competitor is Destiny Williams, a fifth grade student at Paul Lawrence Dunbar Learning Center. Hi, Destiny. I have it on good authority that you like to cook and you like to bake.
Yes.
What are some of your favorite foods to make?
I like making fried fish and noodles.
Fried fish and noodles. What sounds wonderful. And I also understand you like to sing.
Yes.
Have you been in shows?
No, not yet, but I'm in choir.
In choir. Wonderful. Yes. Well, we're looking forward to hearing your speaking voice.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Destiny Williams, and I am a fifth grade student at Paul Lawrence Dunbar Learning Center. I am delighted to participate in this year's annual MLK Oratory competition. As a student of Dr. King's life, this is the message of hope I think Dr. King will have for the world today. Dr. King was a devoted husband, dedicated father, great orator, bold protester, drum major for justice, advocate for civil rights, faithful minister, strong believer in Christ, determined missionary, devout minister, and most of all, a man who hoped that his dream could become reality. Hope, hope, hope. That's what we must have in our hearts. In 1968, Dr. King said, we must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. We must have a hope that extends beyond all the despair that we see. Has the government shut down, reopened? Are friends and family members living in fear caused by ICE? Are there groceries at an all-time high? Are the Republicans and Democrats at odds? Yes, the world's conditions may seem hopeless, but we must maintain a posture of prayer, faithfulness, and most of all, hope. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. I believe Dr. King would encourage us to walk by faith and not by sight, just like the grim conditions in the 60s. We must rely on a continuous source of strength and belief of righteousness. As a student of Dr. King's life, I stand here with my heart full of hope. Hope that we will treat each other with kindness. Hope that we will speak up for what's right, even when it's hard. Hope that we will love our neighbors no matter where they come from or what they look like. Dr. King's dream didn't end with him. It lives on in me and you and all of us. Remember to live a life of hope that may outlive you but benefit others. Let's keep dreaming. Let's keep hoping. And most of all, let's keep walking forward together in hope. That's the message of hope I think Dr. King will have for the world today. Thank you.
We are halfway through the competition, and I'm pleased to welcome our next finalist, Austin Good, a fourth grade student at Wilmer Hutchins Elementary School. You got your own cheering squad there, Austin. What is your favorite subject at school?
My favorite subject is reading.
Reading, fabulous. And what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist.
We need scientists. Outstanding. Good luck.
Hello. My name is Austin Good. I'm a fourth grader at Wilmer Hutchins Elementary School. I would like to speak today of what hope Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would have for today's world. I believe he would want us to be united, black, white, and brown. But that's for us to you and me. How? We must take a stand. That means going against the current. There comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe nor political or popular. But he must take it because his conscience tells him it's right. Dr. King went to jail many times, but that never stopped him, nor should it stop us. We can change the world by loving one another. Dr. King said, I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. We must overcome hate with love. We must overcome evil with love. And we must overcome fear with love. As I go into a man, I want to stand out. Not because of my shoes, my clothes, or my cool new Xbox, but because I made a difference by the way I talk, how I treat everyone with respect and love, and how I carry myself. Dr. King went to jail many times, but that never stopped him, nor should it stop us. Hate of our fellow humans must stop. Morals and principles must trend and become hashtags, and together we can accomplish Dr. King's hope for today. Thank you.
Next is Kennedy King, a fifth grade student at Solar Preparatory School for Girls. Your friends are loud and proud.
Yes.
I understand you like to sing.
Yes, I do.
Have you been in shows?
I have before. Some of my most recent ones was Little Mermaid and Seussical.
Wow. So being on stage is very comfortable for you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck.
Hello, my name's Kennedy King, a fifth grader at Solar Preparatory School for Girls. I go to a school where I am taught to love. Love like Dr. King. Love that sees every culture, every race, and every face as a reflection of its own. I go to a school where I'm taught to show up for my brothers and sisters. I'm talking about the people who walk beside me, the women who struggled before me, and all of you who are here today dreaming with me. Dr. King taught us that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So we are learning every day what it means to stand with one another. Now, I would like to ask the adults in this room a question. Only you can answer. How do you want us, the future leaders of today, to help shape tomorrow's world? When I entered this competition, I became a student of Dr. King's life. And after learning so much about him, I believe that if he were standing here with us today, he would encourage each and every one of us to live a life filled of respect, leadership, hope, and prosperity. Dr. King once said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. And he meant it. Silence was never an option for him. Therefore, silence will never be an option for me. Dr. King was never a bystander. He was always an upstander. He showed us how to rise when rising was risky, how to speak when speaking was dangerous, how to stand when standing seemed impossible. He showed grit. He showed courage. He showed the type of determination that says, I will not give up on the things that matter the most. And he never did. Dr. King lost his life trying to transform the painful past into a hopeful future. He was like a beacon of light rising in the darkest night, a candle refusing to go out, no matter how hard the wind blew. His light shined brighter than any others because he poured every bit of himself into that flame. So just like his, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And I encourage you to let your light shine. Let it shine with passion and purpose. Let it shine with life and love. Before I sit down, I want you to remember one final message. We get one life, one chance to shape the world, one voice to lift up, one light to shine. Dr. King used his life to speak out, to stand up, and I know he would encourage us to do the same. Dr. King once said, we must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. So if I could guess his message for us today, I think it would be this. Stand tall. Speak truth. Have hope. Repeat those after me. Stand tall. Stand tall. Speak truth. Speak truth. Have hope. Have hope. Because hope is not a weakness. Hope is not a fairy tale. Hope is power. So, never lose your hope. Hold it high. Never lose your leadership. Let it lead. Never lose your voice. Lift it loud. Live a life like Dr. King lives. Not perfect, but purposeful. Not easy, but meaningful. Not silent, but strong. So you can continue being the leaders of today, while I continue to learn to be your leader tomorrow. Thank you.
We are now down to our two final speakers. Next, we have Blen Techloo, a fourth grade student at Preston Hollow Elementary School. Hello, Blen.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a pediatrician.
Fabulous. What's your favorite subject at Preston Hollow Elementary?
Math.
Very useful for your future career. Good luck.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Blen Techloo, and I'm in fourth grade at Preston Hollow Elementary. I am so proud to speak with you today about someone who has inspired me and so many others, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King was more than just a great speaker or a leader. He was a dreamer, a brave man who believed in a world where people are not just judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. He taught us to choose love over hate, peace over violence, and hope over fear. Even though he lived a long time ago, I believe Dr. King's voice would still be full of hope if he were here with us today. If he could see the world now, I believe Dr. King would say, "Don't lose hope, keep dreaming, keep loving." There are still hard things happening. Some people are treated unfairly because they look or believe differently. Sometimes there's still hate, hurt, and division. But Dr. King would remind us, change is possible. He would say, even when it feels hard, there's always hope. He once said, only in the darkness can you see the stars. This means that in tough times, we must look for the good. And even more than that, we must be the good. Dr. King believed in something powerful, nonviolence. That means solving problems with love, not hate. He marched peacefully. He used his words, not fists. He showed the world that you can stand strong without being mean. And you know what? I believe kids can be leaders too. He'd say, be kind, be brave, speak up when something's wrong, include others, stand for what's right, even when it's not easy. That's what gives me hope. That's what makes his dreams still alive today. Now, I want to share a short poem I wrote inspired by Dr. King's message of hope. The Dream Lives On by Blen Techloo. In every heart that dares to care, in every child who learns to share, in every hand that reaches high, Dr. King's dream will never die. When voices rise to speak what's true, and we show love in all we do. When peace is more than just a word, his message is still seen and heard. So I will dream and I will try to lift my voice and reach the sky. With hope and love, I'll carry on because the dream lives on and on. So what message of hope would Dr. King share today? He'd tell us, don't lose hope, keep dreaming, keep working, keep loving. The world can still be better because of you. Thank you.
Our final speaker is Cameron Kinder, a fourth grade student at Clara Oliver Elementary School. Hello, hello.
Hello.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be an engineer when I grow up.
Fantastic. We need engineers. What's your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject is math.
Wonderful. Good luck.
Good afternoon. I am Cameron Kinder, a fourth grade scholar at Clara Oliver Elementary. As a student of Dr. King's life, what message of hope do you think he will have for the world today? The message of hope that Dr. King's life has for the world today is really thought-provoking. According to the American Heritage Children's Dictionary for grades 3 through 6, hope is just a noun and a verb. As a noun, hope is something that you wish for is possible. As a verb, hope is to believe that it is possible and that something will happen the way you want it to be. Dr. King's message on hope has inspired the world. For decades, his vision of hope has given us a clear vision on how to respond in the good times and in the bad times. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had many quotes on hope, such as, "We must accept final disappointment, never lose infinite hope." This quote reminds us that sometimes things may occur that really disappointed many citizens, especially in our everyday life. But Dr. King reminds us that we can accept disappointment and never lose our hope, because there will always be a better day. He later stated that out of a mountain of despair, a stone of hope. And if you lose hope, somehow you lose a vitality that keeps moving. He wants the people of America to move forward and not backward. He also spoke of hope as a driving force that fuels the courage to carry on in spite of difficulties, noting that faith is like taking the first step when you do not see the ending, but hoping that it will come out of your favor. Dr. King, as a pastor and civil rights leader, it says hope in all parts of his life. Even when he delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech at the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in 1963. In the speech, Dr. King drew directly on the promises made in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution to call for civil rights and end racism. Was he disappointed that the Declaration of Independence did not consider African Americans as equal in that time of history? Yes, Dr. King went out on faith with the hope that things will get better. He did not just talk, he put actions into his words and started the civil rights movement because it was his hope that things will improve. But hope without action does not improve a situation. He inspired the people by saying, "This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we'll be able to transform the jangling discourse of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for our freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day." Dr. King wants us to remember that hope without action can lead to disappointment sometimes. But let it be understood that we've been there before. Lift up your hope. Lift up your hope. That is a message of hope that Dr. King Life has for the world today. Thank you.
Cameron, thank you, and all of our finalists, thank you so much. You have filled us with so much hope. So much hope.
The moment we've all been waiting for has arrived. When I call your name, please come up right around here and take a picture. There's a photographer standing right there who will take your picture, and we will hand you your award. First, I will be announcing our 5 finalists who placed outside of the top 3. So we'll save the top 3 for last. In a random order, I will announce those who were the finalists outside of the top 5. First finalist to be recognized is Cruz Kano from J.P. Sparks Math, Science, and Technology Vanguard. So you guys go with her and get a picture with her. Our second finalist to be recognized, Marley Jenkins from Charles Rice Learning Center. Our third finalist is Audrey Sto of Arturo Salazar Elementary. Our fourth finalist to be recognized, Destiny Williams from Paul Dunbar. Yes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to announce our top 3 finishers. Coming in 3rd place, we have one more? Sorry, I did this last year too. Our 5th finalist to be recognized is Austin Good from Wilmer Hutchins Elementary. And now, am I right? All right, and now it is time to announce our top 3. Coming in 3rd place, Kennedy King from Solo Prep. Very nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 2nd place goes to Cameron Kinder from Clara Oliver. And that means the winner of the 34th Annual Foley and Lardner MLK Oratory Competition is Blen Techloo from Preston Hollow. Congratulations to all our finalists for your hard work, your courage, your dedication. Thank you all for joining Foley and Lardner in the Dallas Independent School District for our 34th annual competition. We hope you will join us again next January as we celebrate our 35th year. Before we leave, I kindly request that all families, friends, sponsors remain seated after the show to allow our photographers and media to take photos. And with that, I wish everyone a meaningful Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, and thank you once again to all who helped make today a very special and memorable day. Thank you all. Good night.